Well, obviously, it being senior night for Justin James and Jordan Naughton, the biggest message to our guys as a team was, obviously play for them, but also with the mindset of playing the way that you would want somebody to play for you on senior night. And I thought we got a big contribution from other guys. Obviously JJ's been JJ the whole year. Tonight was no different, but I thought Knott was really good. I thought Hendricks, obviously Banks had a really good game. Thompson found his shot a little bit, but even Porter, when he got in, I thought his minutes were good as well. TJ, even though he didn't score as much, thought it was great. And then, coming off of San Jose, where we struggled at the free throw line, thought our guys did a good job stepping up in this game when they were making their push in a sense of fouling early and turning us over. We were able to go to the free throw line and put them in. But extremely happy for JJ and Knott, two guys that have been here for 4 years. And to be quite honest, two guys that were here when I was an assistant and obviously made a choice to stay when I got promoted within. So deeply grateful for those two young men. I think both of them have bright futures. But excited about the win, but now obviously tournament time in Vegas.
Coach, this was a team that got you by 30 down there. So what was the big difference? Was it just more contributions from everybody? Obviously, you didn't turn it over as much there. In your mind, what was the biggest difference from in this game compared to the game you played?
Well, I thought there again. Even looking back at the tape when I saw it the first time. The first thing I said was, man, these guys look like babies, on tape. I'm saying us. Mm-hmm. But just even when they played us there, they really didn't guard Banks at all and just tried to take everything away from JJ. And I thought our youthfulness, we got into what I described during that time was an AAU basket game. We let the pace get out of control, and that did not favor us. And obviously, the pit is a tough place to play, regardless. But I thought this time around we had a little bit more patience, and we had a little bit more contribution from other guys. Like I said, Banks within himself scoring 20 points and having 5 assists and 3 turnovers, but more importantly, stepping up to the free throw line and putting them in during a critical time. But Knott was very big for us. Thompson made some shots in this. We had Hendricks this time around as well, to where he's always an opportunity to space the floor. So, and we were at our home. There's a comfort level for always playing at home, and then obviously the added bonus of it being senior night.
You've been talking seemingly all season about needing guys to be more aggressive with so much attention on JJ. With 4 or 5 guys in double figures, do you think guys took initiative when they put 2 or 3 guys on JJ tonight?
Well, it's funny because I say this to the radio guys. I didn't actually see the play, but like a kid like Banks, I'm always talking to him about just being assertive. Yeah. And when he got the technical foul, I was told what happened. Just getting up and having some moxie about him. Obviously I wouldn't want him to get a tech, but if it's him, I'm saying I'd rather him act that way because it kind of brings out an alter ego in him. And I thought he made some plays, got to the basket, made an open 3, but like you said, I think the other guys played their part too. Thompson found his shot. Actually had an opportunity to play him and Naughton together just because of the physicality of their bigs. Jake has been Jake. If he gets an open look and gets some good shots, I'm banking he's going to make majority of them. So that was good. I was actually even delightful at TJ taking shots, even though he didn't make one. I thought it was great that he didn't hesitate, and I think that's more important sometimes than being unsure, because that's when you get guys not guarding you on the perimeter.
But you mentioned, Bragg and Jackson, they're physical guys, and they had quite the games, 22 and 20. But you mentioned Thompson. Did you still like how your team battled? I'm sure you don't want to have anyone pull down 20-some rebounds on you, but were you still pleased with what you got from Naughton Thompson, despite
yeah,
their production?
I thought the effort was there. I just think Braggs is a really good basketball player. And, you know, there was a reason he started off at Kansas. You know, he's a pretty good basketball player. But I didn't see our guys wilter. You know, I thought he worked his tail off for it. I didn't think it was given to him easily. But even in the midst of it, you know, whether it be Naughton, whether it be Thompson, even TJ and Porter getting down there and battling, I just thought it was a fight. I just thought he's a terrific basketball player that found a way to get things done down there. Jackson as well. Manico didn't seem like he had as much of an effect, but I mean, going into the game, that was one of the biggest things we talked about was their physicality. So, not that at their place, I just thought we just wilted on a lot of things. I thought there was a little bit more fight tonight or today.
To follow up on Brad real quick, the touches he had in the first half compared to a long stretch in the second half, I get that he worked for a lot of what he ended up getting, and you guys were denying him. Were you doing anything out on the guards to kind of prevent it?
Well, I know my biggest thing was ball pressure, whether it was high-low or from a guard, just actively getting our hands to where they just can't make an easy pass. When it did come in, when the kid 22 was in there, we wanted to come off him and kind of go attack the post. We did not want to leave Mathis for no reason. And then if it was anybody else, it was on the dribble. So once he dribbled, whoever it was, once he dribbled the basketball, we wanted to kind of attack it. And we got caught a few times by going too early. And they threw it out, I want to say the number 10, and he made a three. I was okay with number 22 making his at the end of the day. But we talked about just being as physical as we can and not letting it come in there easy, and then just being active with our ball pressure. And we got driven a few times because of it, but I was kind of okay with that just because of the emphasis was just trying to keep it out of the post.
You started turning the ball over late to get some of their pressure in the final minutes. And
Yeah.
I think they went in for a dunk that would have cut it forward, and
Yeah.
AJ blocks it at the rim. Just because how important was that kind of halt their momentum?
Well, you know, I came to the huddle and I said to her, and I want to say it might have been like under 3 minutes. And I said, guys, there's no need for us to shoot quickly now. You know, we need to work the clock, move the basketball. And I thought it was a great move by Coach Ware. You know, now let's try to get after him, trap him, even foul some of our guys early. And our guys took moving the basketball and utilizing the clock, and I thought we were passive in that instance. And the one thing I hit him with afterwards was, I didn't mean being passive. I'm just saying there was no need to shoot right away. So you can still be assertive while not shooting. And what I meant by that was even to the point where you're driving and a guy may rotate and just keep you dribbling and dribble right back out. I just thought we tried to play more passive and kind of make floating passes rather than direct and passing to where we're catching it rip and now somebody just get it and go. And it was almost like we were just trying to get it back to JJ. And I'm saying, no, I was okay with anybody bringing the ball up the floor. I just thought we got passive in that moment. And to be honest with you, I don't know if anybody has done that to us. And I don't know if we had been in that situation this year that anybody would have done that to us.
Were you surprised to see AJ go up and challenge it the way he did?
AJ's a tremendous athlete, like freakish in a sense. And I would have probably said, well, why are you waiting? You know, go stop him. But he made a play. You know, it would either that or just foul him. But it was, I mean, even if he would have made it a 4-point game, we still had to be a little bit better taking care of the basketball down the stretch.
You're going to see these guys here in a couple more days in the first round of the tournament. Is that good, bad, and different? Does it matter? It's like I said, it's tournament time, but just after playing them here, you'll see them Wednesday. What are your thoughts on that, or do you have any thoughts on that right now?
Well, I mean, I said to our guys that there's a big chance that we'll play them. And my thing to our guys was, even though we just came off of them from a preparation standpoint, our preparation will be no different. You know, we still have to attack it with the right mindset and the right game plan. And it is the tournament now. You know, obviously, win or go home. Now it's on a neutral floor versus it being at their place or our place. But, you know, we can't wallow or we can't be excited about winning and think that it's just going to happen in Vegas. I think they're probably feeling the same, you know. Probably could have did some things better on their end to where they're saying if we did this better, then we put ourselves in a better position in Vegas. So I think at the end of the day, everything gets scrapped and you go back to the beginning and prepare like you did not just play them and kind of hit on the points that you feel like that are going to put yourself in position to win the game.
You obviously played a pretty significant part in finding JJ and bringing him here. Was it at all emotional for you today coming in?
You know what? It was not emotional. Like I wasn't crying or anything, but you know when I hugged him, you know it was an embrace, and all I did was I whispered in his ear. And you know one thing I like to say to that guy is that I appreciate you. You know, and this program I obviously appreciate what he's been able to do, but he's grown so much, man. He has grown so much as a basketball player, but even as a person. And he's right, it flies by quickly. Because I can remember the first time being in his home and talking to the parents, the brother, sister, grandfather, grandmother, over a meal. I can remember that, and it was like yesterday. And you know, when you're in this business, sometimes you get to know people and they become family. And I've gotten to know that group really, really well to where I wasn't on the phone with mom and dad as much this year, but when I was an assistant, you know, stayed on the phone with them a lot. When I first got the job, stayed on the phone with them a lot. But the last 2 years, probably not as much. I gave Kimbrough that job in a sense of staying in contact, but tremendously great people. And obviously JJ has a bright future. And the one thing I've always said about him, he's doing it the right way. Because he sat up there with 28 points tonight, and nobody can look at him and say he's playing selfish basketball. He's still finding ways to get guys shot, and he's more than a willing passer. And he's defending and rebounding, you know? So that's growth for him.